Hey guys, how are you all doing? I hope you've had an amazing Christmas. I hope you're looking forward to the new year. And yeah, I hope you've had an amazing 2017. It's been such a fun one for me. I've had such a crazy year, but it's been a lot of fun. So I thought today, for this video, it might be a nice idea just to go through. I've got my hard drive here, well, my first hard drive from 2017, and I thought it would be fun just to go through a few of my favourite places that I've been this year. Okay, so I started the year, or shall I say I finished last year, in the Swiss Alps, the Italian Alps and the Austrian Alps. It was such an amazing trip. I went with my friend Ilan from Cape Town, and actually loved the place so much that I'm going back at the beginning of January this year. I just remember it was in South Tyrol. There's a very famous lake there called Lago de Breze. It's all over Instagram and we were very keen to go check it out. So we arrived at this place and realised there were no boats. There's no boats or anything to go on the lake. But because this place is closed, there's also nobody here, and we found a raft. So I volunteered Ilan to go and sit in it in the middle of the lake. We're hoping it floats. We're gonna see how it goes. Are you ready?
Well, hopefully it's not that cold.
So we just sort of untied that, pushed it out into the middle of the lake, and that was our boat. And we had like a massive stick. The water was freezing. You're doing all right there?
Set to work up.
We survived. And this has been Lago de Breze. Oh. But that was so much fun. That is all about making the most of the situation. I love that trip so much. And then from there, my next trip was straight to the warm weather, straight to summer, because I was back in Cape Town. And I think by far the most memorable trip we had while I was in Cape Town was our Atlantis Dunes trip. Oh my goodness, that day. You won't probably know from the video, but we so nearly got stuck in the dunes because the sun was setting, and when the sun sets in the dunes you cannot see over the dune. So one of us had to go run out because we couldn't find our way back to the entrance. So we ran out, checked how steep the dune was, see whether the car could get down it, and if it was steep enough we'd say cool, let's go, take the car. And so we took the car down, and I was the runner. I was running, trying to find the way out of this place, literally just praying to get out before dark, because as soon as dark comes they shut the dunes because it's so unsafe. And somehow we managed to eventually find our way out. It was just about dark. You couldn't see in the dunes, the headlights were already on. And I just looked over and I saw the entrance, and honestly, my heart was going so fast. Such a good group of people, and we just made that trip amazing. I loved it. Got some crazy pictures from that as well. Those were some of my favourite Instagrams. Often you guys will ask me what's my favourite Instagram I've posted. It's probably one of those dunes pics. I love those. Okay, this is probably, wow, definitely one of the best trips I've ever done in my life. Our road trip from Lesotho to Durban. That was insane. So another road trip begins. This time we're heading into Lesotho. Coming in from the north, driving down from Johannesburg. It took us around 6-7 hours to get here. This place is mad. From Lesotho we will travel back up into South Africa, staying in the Drakensberg and finishing our journey in Durban. It's been an entire year since I've been in Durban and I can't wait to go back. Good morning guys and welcome to Lesotho. It's almost like you step back in time. You cross that border from South Africa into Lesotho and it changes. Everything changes. There's people sort of in blankets riding donkeys. There's very few cars, and the cars that are so old. But it's just a beautiful place, and the air is clean, and it's such a magical place, and I would love to go back and explore Lesotho. I think my favourite memory from that trip, or one of them, was when we rode these horses. I think I have some terrible footage from my G7X of us on these horses.
Are you good at the back?
And there's one moment I dropped the reins and that horse went flying. I did not think it would ever stop, and we were right on the cliff edge. You're going up, and it's pebbles and stones, and the horses are scrambling up. They're loving it, but I'm just looking at the drop next to us, and oh my word, terrifying. And of course, we finished that trip in Durban, got to see my good friend Campbell, and yeah, we stayed in this beautiful hotel in Mshlanga, and we had a helicopter ride. The sides were off. And we literally took off. I don't know how it is with a helicopter. You go up and then you just go across, and yeah, we got some crazy pictures there too, but flying over Durban in a helicopter, insane. Like, such a beautiful trip. I went with two good friends. We went to Norway. We stayed in a little cabin by a lake. It was isolated, it was remote, and it was incredible. We had to kind of, we were like pumping the toilets so that you could use the loo, boiling water for your shower. It was really remote cabin living, and I loved it. From there I went straight up to Finland. I didn't make a video in Finland because I was concentrating on photos and writing, and I think that was a good decision. But Finland is just insane. But I think, like, looking at these trips this year, I think it was such a good year because I really focused on not so much where I was going, but who I was going with. And although I was fortunate because the majority of these trips were for work, it was really great because I was doing it with really good people. And I think it was kind of a good little reminder to myself that actually it's not about where you go, it's about who you go with. Which is like, you can make anywhere fun. I could do a 2-hour trip, or for instance the Mazda video I made recently. We just went to almost into Wales, and it's like you can have the best time on a 4-5 hour journey in the UK if you're with the right people. So I think that was a really important lesson I learned this year. Yes! We made it! High five, team!
Yeah,
yes! I think in terms of variety and going somewhere that I've never been before, Central America, those countries that I visited, that was insane. Definitely Panama stood out for me the most. Panama is just an amazing, beautiful place to go. And I think all of those four countries, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica and Panama, just beautiful places, and they're really not similar to anywhere that I've been, so it was really nice just to visit those and experience that. I think that was such a highlight for me this year, is the most beautiful places that I've been able to and been fortunate enough to run in. I mean, just running around El Salvador, for instance, is not something many people have done. I did this beautiful long run. I think it was my last long run before the marathon. It was 20 miles in San Francisco, and I literally ran all the way along the coastline. Honestly, if I was fitter, I would have loved to have done like a 40-mile along there, because that coastline is beautiful. Like, how epic would that be, just to do a run all the way from San Francisco down, stopping overnight? Oh, that would be insane. It's been such an awesome year. Those were definitely some of my highlights. I think there definitely has to be a mention of all of the places that I've made coffee around the world. That one time in Norway, where we rode, we got the firewood with us, we got everything we needed coffee-wise. We rode our kayaks to, or maybe they were canoes, I think one of us was in a kayak, the others in canoes. And we rode to this little island on the lake, and we made a campfire, we boiled the water, and we made a coffee on the island. I'll show you a photo from that now. But that was such an awesome time. The lengths I go to for coffee are quite ridiculous. it's been such an awesome year. Had some crazy experiences, and I'm just super excited to continue doing this next year. But yeah, if there's anything you'd particularly like to see, please write in the comments and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an amazing week, amazing month, amazing year. I'll see you guys very soon. Go well.